husband left me because I wasn't the same woman he married, which is hilarious, because the woman he married was broke, insecure, and constantly bending over backwards to make him feel like a man. He loved that version of me. Quiet, agreeable, a little lost. But God forbid I find my voice, start a business, and learn how to say no without apologizing for it. Suddenly, I was too intense, too ambitious, too focused on myself. Like, sorry, I stopped revolving my entire existence around your comfort. We'd been together for 7 years, married for 4. I met him right after college, when I was still waitressing and figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. He had a job in finance, a 5-year plan, and a giant savior complex. At first, it felt safe, like I could exhale for the first time in a long time. But over the years, that safety turned into suffocation. Every decision had to be approved. Every dream had to be realistic. He didn't like how I dressed when I went out without him, didn't like how I laughed too loudly in public, didn't like when I spoke up in front of his friends. It was like being married to a mirror that only reflected back everything he wanted me to be. Then, during the pandemic layoffs, that stressful year we all had, I started a side hustle designing custom stationery, just for fun. But people started ordering. A few turned into dozens, then hundreds. Within a year, I was making more than I did at my corporate job. I was proud, fulfilled, obsessed with creating something that was mine, but he didn't celebrate with me. He resented it, said I was always working, even though he used to stay late at the office every night without question. Said I changed, like that was a bad thing. We fought constantly, not about the business, but about what it represented. I was becoming someone who didn't need him, and he couldn't handle it. The breaking point? I got invited to speak at a women's entrepreneurship panel in another city, a big deal. They were even covering the flight and hotel. I was over the moon. He told me not to go, said it would send the wrong message to our families. I asked, what message is that? And he said that I'm not the head of this household. So I packed my bag, spoke on that panel, got a standing ovation, and when I came home, he was gone. Left a note on the counter that said, I miss the old you. I hope you find her again. Yeah, well, I don't. The old me would have cried, begged, blamed herself, but the woman I've become? She poured a glass of wine, called a lawyer, and launched a new product line the next day. My business tripled in 6 months. I bought my own place. I sleep diagonally on a king bed, answer to no one, and laugh louder than ever. Tell me I'm not the only one who got dumped for leveling up.